Hello, welcome to Biology class. I am Shipra from ADARSH MANDIR, SHANKAR Mount Abu for class 11. Today we will start a new chapter, Biomolecules. What are biomolecules? All the molecules and the compounds which are present in the body of livings are known as biomolecules. Generally, these biomolecules are consist of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. In our body, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen, these four elements are present 97 to 99%. And biomolecules are of two types, that is micromolecules and macromolecules. What are micromolecules? Micromolecules are those molecules, their molecular weight is less than 1000 dalton. But the macromolecules, their molecular weight is more than 10,000 daltons. And macromolecules found in the acid insoluble fraction like protein, nucleic acid, polysaccharides, lipids. And micromolecules, there will be the primary metabolites and the secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites are the monomers of the proteins and carbohydrates like amino acid and sugar, and secondary metabolites are the alkaloids, gum and rubber. Now we come to the carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is a very important. It is also known as polysaccharide. Okay, saccharides. Saccharides are the carbohydrates, and they are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen only. And the ratio is CnH2nOl. It is the common formula. You have already read in the class 10. The homologous series. One homologous series can be represented by the common formula. So carbohydrate can be represented by the common formula, that is CnH2nOl. And the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen is always 2:1 in the carbohydrate, in all types of carbohydrates. So these carbohydrates may be of two types, monosaccharides and oligosaccharides. Mono means single. So monosaccharides, these are the single units, and mainly they are colorless, sweet and solid like glucose. And oligosaccharide, they are formed by the condensation of 2 to 10 monosaccharides like disaccharide, trisaccharide and polysaccharide. Disaccharides, they are formed by the two molecules of monosaccharides. For example, maltose, sucrose, lactose. And trisaccharides are made up of three molecules of monomers by the condensation process like raffinose. And polysaccharides, poly means many. So these are formed by the many monomers like starch and cellulose. Starch is a reserve food in plants, and it is made up of beta galactose and glucose molecules. So this is the long chain of the glucose molecule, beta glucose molecules, and cellulose is present in the cell wall. The cell wall of plant cell is made up of cellulose, and cellulose is a type of polysaccharide. So it is all about the carbohydrate. Now we come to the lipids. What are lipids? Lipids are the molecules which are consist of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, but the ratio of hydrogen is not 2:1. We have seen earlier that the ratio of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen in carbohydrate is always 2:1, but in lipids it's never 2:1. Otherwise both carbohydrate and lipids both are made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. And lipids are also insoluble in water. In comparison to the carbohydrate are soluble in water. Lipids can soluble in the organic solvent like acetone, alcohol, etc. And lipids do not form polymers, while the carbohydrate forms polymers like starch, cellulose, etc. And lipids provides more than double energy in comparison to the carbohydrate. So there are very differences between the carbohydrate and lipids. Now you can see the process of formation of lipids. Here this is the glycerol. Common known as glycerin. Glycerin is a glycerol and it is made up of 3 carbon atoms, and 3 carbon atoms, carbon have 4 valency. So one valency is completed by hydroxyl group, OH group. This is the glycerol, and other are completed by the hydrogen. Then when it reacts with the fatty acids, acid is the COOH. R1, R2 and R3 represent the alkyl group, different alkyl groups. So 3 molecules are, these are the fatty acids. When we react with the glycerol, what happens? The condensation reaction. Condensation means the removal of water molecule. So you can see the OH from the glycerol and H from the fatty acid. It can react and forms the H2O. So 3 water molecules are released and then the bonding is formed like this. This is the triglyceride. Triglyceride is a lipid and lipid contains the ester group, COOR. So this is the process for lipid formation. Now we come to the proteins. What are proteins? Proteins are slightly different from the lipid and carbohydrate. Lipid and carbohydrate forms by only carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, while the protein forms by carbon, hydrogen and oxygen with nitrogen. Nitrogen is also present in the protein, and also in some proteins the sulfur and phosphorus may be present. And proteins are the polymers of amino acids. So you can see here is the amino acid 1, 2, 3. In these different types of amino acids. Actually, our body have 20 different types of amino acids, and all the amino acids are connected with each other by peptide bond. And in the linear sequence, they form the protein. So proteins are known as polypeptides. Peptide represent the bond and poly means many. So where many peptide bonds are present, that is protein. And our muscles and body is totally made up of proteins. So protein is also known as deuter ion. Why it is known as deuter ion? Because you can see this is the structure of amino acid. Amino acid is the single unit of protein, and here the carbon valency is completed by one alkyl group, one hydrogen and one acid group and one amine group. Acid and amine both are the opposite group. It is acidic in nature and it is basic in nature. So what happens when it reacts? The hydrogen ion is moved from the acid and attached to the amine group, and it can form one side negative ion and one side positive ion. So in a single molecule, one side is positive and one side is negative. One is acidic and other is basic. So it is known as deuter ionic form. Clear? So it is all about the proteins. Thank you.